Caution, this video might contain spoilers. In this video, we'll discuss Vision Quest, Marvel's WandaVision sequel that could set up Avengers Secret Wars, and everything we know about Wonder Man and Vision Quest. Later, we'll discuss the release of Wakanda Forever, music from and inspired by, and MCU's update is a comfort to fans, but they could do better. Stay tuned to find out more. But first, Vision Quest, Marvel's WandaVision sequel could set up Avengers Secret Wars. Deadline recently reported that a new Marvel series for Disney Plus is underway, with Jac Schaefer as executive producer and lead writer. Rumor has it that it's titled Vision Quest and will star Bettany as Vision in a sequel to 2021's WandaVision. Deadline added that there's a potential for Elizabeth Olsen's return as Scarlet Witch, even though it seemed like Wanda died at the end of Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Unfortunately, plot details for the upcoming series are still being kept under wraps, but the title has plenty of information to give away. Vision Quest stems from John Byrne's comic book storyline that is found in the pages of Marvel's West Coast Avengers 42 through 52, and elements of it were seen in WandaVision, including the image of Vision's disassembled mechanical body and the introduction of the ghostly White Vision. But Deadline released another detail. The upcoming project is unofficially referred to as the White Vision Project. This could mean that it's not Byrne's Vision Quest that will be picked up in the new series, but another comic entirely. This second source doesn't just focus on White Vision taking a journey of rediscovery, but it has multiversal elements that are all the rage for the Marvel Cinematic Universe at the moment and could perfectly set up future Avengers sequels, following what happened in 1994's Vision by Bob Harras. In 1994, Marvel published a sequel miniseries to Byrne's 1989 West Coast Avengers. This miniseries was called Vision and comes from the mind of Bob Harras. In Vision Comics, White Vision explores the United States to assimilate and reprogram his capacity for feeling warmth and empathy. Vision adopts the name Victor Shade and sees White Vision zigzag between New Orleans and Chicago, running a detective agency before meeting the Avengers again. The antagonist is a hot-headed Vision from another Earth, dubbed Anti-Vision. Anti-Vision tries to murder Vision to absorb his superior intelligence. At the end of the miniseries, White Vision has his mind swapped into the green and yellow body of Anti-Vision, which effectively restores Vision to his normal self. While WandaVision did tell a different story than was seen in Byrne's West Coast Avengers, it did end with a similar status quo. In the TV series, Wanda undid her fabricated reality and, in a way, sacrificed her vision. This resulted in the weaponized White Vision, which S.W.O.R.D. had created, being deprogrammed and ultimately flying off on a journey of rediscovery. Next, what Vision Quest could mean for phases 5 and 6 of the MCU. As you're probably well aware, the Marvel Cinematic Universe is about to begin a new chapter. In fact, Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania's release, set on the 14th of February 2023, is set to officially kick off Phase 5. Marvel studio head Kevin Feige has declared that this era, the multiverse saga, for which all storylines will be culminating in 2026. That's when we'll reach the biggest superhero epic, Avengers Secret Wars. And with Vision Quest posed to set up a battle between Visions and possibly even the restoration of Vision, it's possible that Vision Quest will turn out to be a surprisingly important piece of Marvel's big plans for the multiverse, which we now get set up from the very beginning. While it may be true that Vision isn't quite himself these days, he is still one of the most important and powerful Avengers in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And one thing is certain, the Marvel Cinematic Universe will need him. But before that, he'll have to find a way to figure out who he was to begin with. Hold on, there's more to come. Next, everything we know about Wonder Man and Vision Quest, Wakanda Forever music from and inspired by the soundtrack released, and we'll have a brief chat about why MCU's update is a comfort to fans, but they could do better. Keep watching until the end of the video to ensure you're all up to date. Now let's get to it. First, everything we know about Wonder Man and Vision Quest. Another plausible possibility is that Vision Quest will follow the recently announced Wonder Man solo series. It has been revealed that the upcoming series will star Yahya Abdul-Mateen II, who you may recognize from Aquaman. Mateen has been tapped to play the role of Simon Williams, also known as Wonder Man. Wonder Man is a Stark Industries competitor. Zemo has given superhuman abilities before he gets brainwashed by Ultron. Now, Wonder Man has a very long, very complicated history in the Marvel Comics, but the main thing to remember is that he starts as a villain but later views Vision as his brother. This is because Wonder Man and Vision connect with Ultron, of course. However, the Marvel Cinematic Universe will likely have to tweak Wonder Man's story to make everything fit, especially since Ben Kingsley's Iron Man 3 villain is set to make an appearance. The live-action WandaVision Wonder Man solo series was first announced to be entering into development in June of 2022, with Destin Daniel Cretton co-producer Andrew Guest also announcing their involvement with the project. Next, Wakanda Forever music from and inspired by the soundtrack released. The Black Panther Wakanda Forever music from and inspired by soundtrack was released on the 4th of November 2022. Ryan Coogler produced it. Ludwig Göransson, Archie Davis, and Dave Jordan from Rock National Records, Def Jam Recordings, Hollywood Recordings. Black Panther Wakanda Forever was directed by Coogler and produced by Kevin Feige, and is set to be released in U.S. theaters on the 11th of November 2022. Wakanda Forever is the fourth collaboration between Coogler and Göransson, and they set out to create an innovative soundscape, of which Göransson says that the songs and the score are one. The duo have been discussing an approach like this since their days attending USC Film School together, and have finally been able to make it a reality with Black Panther Wakanda Forever. It has become a massive labor of love. Göransson spent over 2,500 hours recording the score and soundtrack, involving 6 studios across 3 continents and 5 countries. The audience will hear over 250 musicians, 2 orchestras, 2 choirs, and over 40 vocalists throughout the movie. Coogler was also intimately involved with the creation of the music for Wakanda Forever, from co-writing the lyrics to Rihanna's Lift Me to suggest the cover of Bob Marley's No Woman No Cry, which Nigerian singer-songwriter Tems performed, and bridged together with Kendrick Lamar's All Right. If ever there was a soundtrack score you should listen to, this is it. And last but not least, MCU's update is a comfort to fans, but they could do better. The future of the Eternals continues to be one of the most frustrating mysteries within the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And while Marvel has teased their return, the studio could do much more than that. When it became clear that the original Avengers were no longer active, and the Guardians of the Galaxy were busy exploring space, it seemed like the Marvel Cinematic Universe had been left without a superhero team operating on Earth. This problem was quickly addressed in Phase 4 with the introduction of the Eternals. By the end of the Eternals, the team was divided in 2, with some deciding to remain on Earth while others left on the Domo. But those who stayed on Earth were then abducted by Arishem to judge their actions and to decide if humans were worth saving. This left the door open for a return of the Eternals, but so far, no sequel has been officially announced, despite their return being teased. And Marvel could do better. The Eternals may not have been a big part of Phase 4, the MCU still needs these characters. They were revealed to be the MCU's oldest team, meaning there's still so much to be learned from them, not to mention the bunch of questions that were left unanswered at the end of their first movie. And while Phase 5 and 6 continue to explore the multiverse, the MCU still has to explain what exactly the role of the Eternals is in all this. Nate Moore, Marvel Studios' VO of Production and Development, promised that we haven't seen the last of the Eternals yet, but nothing official about a return. Don't you agree that the Eternals deserve better than that? And that's all we've got for now. How do you think the WandaVision sequel could set up Avengers Secret Wars? And do you think Wanda will be brought back? Let us know in the comments what you think. And thanks for watching.